Hi, everyone. Have you realized that the biggest problem that women have is themselves, their thought process, their um, self-righteousness levels, and of course, the shame of guilt and sin and sinfulness or sin consciousness that keeps women bound, keep women ostracized, keep women disenfranchised within themselves, within their community, within their associations, within the society. Women become reclusive when they go through a traumatic experience as a result of that experience, whilst men who may have gone through similar or worse experience, quite traumatic, become reckless as a result of that. Have you thought for a second, why is it that the same trauma experienced by a man and a woman leaves the woman reclusive and leaves the man reckless? Have you thought for a second? I want you to think about this. Why is that? Because women, we like to process ideas, information, insights, experiences, thoughts from a negative point of view. We have to be pessimistic to be humble. We have to sound righteous to ourselves and to the rest of the world. We have to always carry the guilt, the shame, the weight of sin on our shoulder and our subconscious. And that is why we instead recluse ourselves from the world because of a traumatic experience. That the same experience experienced by a man leaves the man reckless. The man becomes wild and out, and he wants to experience and explore. He wants to spread that madness to everybody. He wants everyone to get a hit and a share in it because he blames the world for serving him trauma, whilst the woman is trying to congratulate herself for enduring a trauma. While we are in this world to persevere, to endure, to tolerate, forgive, forgo, explore, navigate, evolve, and elevate, women tend to be very slow with elevating, with navigating, with evolving, because they are busy. They're busy tending to their wounds. They're busy tending to the pain, the shame, the guilt, the sin, the pain, the shame, the guilt, the sin, the pain, the shame, the guilt, the sin, the vulnerabilities, the everything in between. And they don't want to be vulnerable anymore. So yes, they have to recluse themselves. They have to become self-righteous. They have to check in with themselves to ensure that they are indeed self-righteous and reclusive, and to please the world and make themselves seem right and handling the situation well and fairly. Now, a man don't think that way. A man just gets up and go. And the truth is, when a man is trying to recluse himself over a traumatic experience or a bad situation, a hurtful experience, an emotionally draining or shattering or heartbreak, emotionally draining experience, heartbreak or shattering, emotionally shattering experience, you know what their friends do? Their friends become exceedingly supportive, loyal to the core. What the friends do is they start strategizing, looking for ways to pull their friend out of that depressive state, looking for a way to get themselves, their boy out and get him going. They ensure, the fellas ensure that their boy are well looked after, right? That their homie is right, that their homie is doing okay. They do everything to fix homie's problems, because homie's problems is the whole community problem, community of circle of friends. That's their problem. That's how they share the problem. That's how they they serve their duty of care to one another. That's why they are fellas. That's why they are homies. That's why, he's my boy, he's my guy, he's my G. But women, from self-sabotaging to having all the women that you might be relating with just ostracize you, withdraw from you, just disappear from you, deny you, give up on you instantly. They just move on without you. They just choose to not deal with you. They choose to not come close to you. They choose to not serve you with their support, their love, their grace, their ideas. No strategy, no love. You would almost want to prove yourself over again to a very close friend just because you're dealing with trauma, just because you're emotionally broken, just because you're dealing with a bad situation, you found yourself caught up in a bad situation. Women have a longer time to process things, and unfortunately have nobody walking that journey with them, walking that path with them, coming with them, supporting them, showing them love, showing them graces, helping them to navigate, strategically pulling them out of the depression or the depressive state, and just allowing them to swim and drown in their own reclusive or depressive state, which is wrong. So I'm speaking to you as a woman who is dealing with a trauma, who has yet to heal from a past trauma, who has yet to address that trauma, who has yet to seek coaching, mentorship in navigating and overcoming that stronghold, that puts you bound, that puts you trapped, that puts you really entirely reclusive, that makes you scared, that makes you afraid to dare to try, that makes you just really want to give up on everything about life, all because of the unhealed trauma. You can be coached and strategically equipped to overcome that setback. You can. You can be mentored into overcoming that obstacle. You can. And you can overcome that obstacle. You're giving 10 lives in one. Don't live just one life in your lifetime without exploring the other 9 lives that you've been given. The same 10 lives that is given to myself, to I, is given to you, is given to your sister, your brother, your friends, your associates. If they are choosing to live their 10 lives in one lifetime, please don't judge them, don't misconstrue them, don't misinterpret them, don't misconceive what they're doing and how they're living their life, just because you don't have the courage to live your life, like to live your life out loud and to live the 10 lives that you've been given. Find the courage. If you don't have one, seek the courage. Don't forget that the Bible recommends and encourages to seek. And the Bible says, seek and you shall find. You know what seeking means? You're stopping at nothing until you find it. Seek the courage. You can be built in courage. There's courage building sessions. Yeah. There's courage building sessions. You can be built courageously to make that decision that better supports your life and your outcome, that helps with your growth, with your advancement, with your elevation, with your greatest good, with your happiness, your joy, your pleasures, your desires, your elevation, your optimism, your interests. Be about yourself. Be about your winnings, be about your winnings, and be a strategic a strategic implementer, activator. Be a strategic planner, a strategic implementer, a strategic activator of your own life. You have to plan life, you have to implement what you've planned, and you have to activate it after you have implemented it. It takes things, it takes knowledge, it takes skills. Many times it takes a lot of help and a lot of support. I, Coach Amaka, can help you. I can. If I know your peculiarities, your specific need, I can support you. But you have to seek. You have to seek. Women are easily reclusive when they go through a traumatic event, a traumatic experience, a life-changing, life-altering, emotionally shattering experience. They become reclusive. Whereas a man, having gone through the same experience, becomes reckless, right? For instance, a woman is giving the result of a blood test and they're said to be HIV positive. They die a million times a second. I'm pretty sure that would happen to me if I'm giving that. But I would try as much as I can to not dwell, because that's a brokenness dwelling. You don't dwell in brokenness. You find a way strategically pull yourself out of that broken system or broken pattern or broken state and elevate. Give yourself the grace to forgive yourself, to learn what you need to learn from it, to navigate life and overcome that obstacle, because it becomes an obstacle when you allow it to become the elephant in the room for you. And you know what that elephant is going to do? Make you to not be friends with your friends, not engage with the rest of the world in the way that you used to engage or that you would have desired or wished to, engage. You want to recluse, you want to do something other than what, normally brings you joy, all because you're guilt tripping yourself, you're shame blaming yourself, you're name calling yourself, you're sin blaming yourself, sin guilting yourself. Girl, there's a lot of life outside of your experiences. There's a lot of life outside of your trauma. There's a lot of lives, great life past your obstacles. And you have to be determined. You have to give yourself the grace to overcome your obstacles, your challenges, your setbacks, your hindrances, your self-sabotaging, your naivety, your low self-esteem, your low vibration, your low confidence, your low courage, your low self, maybe self-knowledge. Because the thing is, a lot of times we don't even know ourselves. We don't invest time to identify with who we are, to really enjoy who we are. We want to be anybody else but who we are originally, who we are authentically. Our default is to learning to be somebody else. Someone else walks into our space, into the room, into the environment. We want to be like them. We want to start projecting who they are or who they're supposed to be. And that's not who we are. A lot of times too, what women do is they just delay their healing. They delay it. They know that they need to work on a trauma. They know they need to work on their shame, their guilt, their pain, their setback, their obstacles, their hindrances, their inhibitions. But what do they do instead? They just shove it away and put it away for later. It's not that important. It's not the priority. It's not very important. But then again, it's affecting how you see the world. It's affecting how you relate with the world. It's affecting how you see yourself. It's affecting how you engage within the confines and context of relationship. Isn't it time to address that hurt? Isn't it time to seek and find the courage to walk and, work on it, deal with it, overcome it, heal from it, um, get rid of the obstacles, support yourself, help yourself, become a better you, become a stronger version of you, become the version of you that does not entirely forget that experience, but no longer affected and impacted by it. No longer the effect, no longer living by its effects. Because yes, there's a causation and effect. That your life is no longer a correlation. The life you live is no longer a correlation of that experience, right? It's now like the experience is sitting at the back burner and reminding you of the things, the hurt, the scars that you'd have to overcome. Because our scars is an indication of the victories that we have attained. Your scar is your victories. Remember that. It's correlated to the things that you overcome and overcame that you are victorious on in now. Am I communicating? Are we together? Together. Women, from a woman to another, give yourself the grace. Address your traumas, heal from them. Do not recluse yourself. Do not become reckless either. Find your healed version, become your healed version, live your 10 lives in a one lifetime. Do not allow that elephant in the room to stomp and block your progress. Overcome your obstacles, your challenges, and be the best version of you that no one has met yet, even you yourself. Reintroduce yourself to the world by reintroducing yourself to you, picking up new values, one of which is overcoming every obstacle and not being shy to address those elephants in the room of your mind, your thoughts, and your engagements with other people. Peace and love. See you again.